Alright, welcome back. Hope everyone's having a lovely day, a lovely night wherever you're from. And real quick, before we get started, I want to give a lovely shout out to the channel members on this channel. So thank you so much to these lovely commanders here that you see on screen. Thank you guys so much for choosing to support me even further. You guys' generosity means a lot to me, so thank you guys so much. You guys are the absolute best. And if you're actually interested in becoming a lovely commander yourself, if you're interested in any of these cute little emotes, the loyalty crown badges, if you're interested in supporting me even further, I deeply appreciate it, so thank you if you choose to do so. That being said, as always, just watching the content is the best way that you can support me. Liking, subscribing, commenting, everything helps, and I love talking to all of you. I love the community that we've built here. 1,000 subs is still really crazy to me, so thank you guys so much. And before we get started on this like semi-rant video, I just want to say that ShiftUp actually released a free freebie for us, and I actually put it on screen real quick, and it says, thank you for your support, 2024 gems, times 7 bond items, and like times 11 growth set. Really cool, and the reasoning for that on Twitter was just a gratitude, just thanking us for, you know, playing the game. And I think that's really cool. So if you saw that in your mailbox and you were kind of confused, well, there you go. They're just giving us freebies because they're goated. But, you know, for today's actual video, it's going to be a little bit serious, but I wanted to give my opinion on something. Now, I didn't know if I wanted to talk about this or not until I watched Seiei's video. Now, Seiei's video is a banger. I think he did really good on his video. He just, you know, gave a stern, good explanation of everything, realistic, just notions of, you know, what business really is, and talking about the drama and stuff. And I think, you know, really great guy, and I think you should go watch his video because it gave me the motivation to actually finally do this video, just to give my opinion on it. And what that whole drama is, you know, real quick, I actually put it on screen, and, you know, on Google, right here, Yahoo Finance, Bloomberg, game developer ShiftUp Corp jumped 18% in its first day of trade because they went public. That's been happening, but they finally went public now, and that raised them about $320 million. And the shares ended at 71,000 won. That's around $52 USD. Now, from a business perspective, that's amazing. That's amazing capital now. They're able to do a lot with that, and no surprise that they probably wanted to raise this capital because they really want to focus more on creating maybe more games similar to Stellar Blade, or they want to try to expand more for Project Witches, which we know has a 2027 possible release date. We'll have to see. But obviously, with something like this, it caused a lot of drama and worry. And that's because, you know, with public traded companies, that means they have to start worrying about investors and stuff. But like Seiei says, investors are what give them this capital. They give them this money. That's how business works. That's just the reality of it. And I also don't understand why so many players think that these companies are going to be for us. Like, yes, they might do nice things, like be generous. Like, for instance, with the 1-year anniversary with Red Hood. Red Hood wasn't that great, then they buffed her and now she's broken. And they gave us so many freebies and stuff. Now, they gave us so many freebies, and then they also ended up with one of their biggest months. It was at $30 million. And that goes to show that generosity goes both ways. If they give to us, we'll give back to them, especially for the whales and stuff. And in terms of whales and stuff, just remember that Global and NA are not their huge money makers. That's pretty much JP. JP makes a lot of their revenue for Nikke. It's crazy, but if they're going to focus on anybody, they will focus on JP. And I think that's a good thing, just because JPs are based and they kind of know what they like. Look at Stellar Blade, phenomenal game. And JP ate that shit up. And of course, we also ate it up, but, you know, of course, JP did. What they like is what they're going to focus on. And I think a lot of people instantly go onto a Doom post wagon, especially that you can see this obvious Reddit gotcha gaming here. Those comments give me a headache. Now, there are a few comments that are trying to like say that this whole Doom posting is silly. They talk about the realistic stuff, but that is a very sad minority, unfortunately. But realistically, businesses are here to make money. If they're going to go public, they're here to get that extra capital to make it work. And of course, investors are going to want to see more money to try to, you know, make their money back. That's just how it works. And I feel like players, or, you know, I guess online users that decide to talk about this whole Nikke IPO public thing, they like to say that it's over. It's like Nikke was perfect and now it's ruined. Nikke's not perfect. I feel like if you actually play the game, you would actually know what the real problems are. There's a lot of RNG issues with the gear system, the new treasure system, the new doll system. There are a lot of issues in this game. The Tetra pool is awful because it It makes the wish list harder. It makes the gear system even worse. And I feel like nobody talks about the real problems when it comes to that. And they like to try to make up these fictional problems like transgender Nikkes go woke now. Like, these are people who never touched Nikke, who have never played it before, who like to just make Doom posts for no reason just to get upvotes. And I find it very annoying because they like to have this loud voice that's just completely wrong. And that's frustrating because a lot of people don't like to talk about the good. And one of those good things is that there are already companies that are public that are making amazing gacha games. And one of those companies is actually called NeoWiz. Now, if you don't know NeoWiz, NeoWiz is a KR company who made Lies of P, and they've made Brown Dust 2. Brown Dust 2 is one of the biggest fan service looking games right now. Brown Dust 2 looks amazing. They could be honestly compared to Azure Lane and Snowbreak right now. Brown Dust 2 is amazing, but they are a public traded company, and for some reason when we talk about this, nobody likes to talk about this. It's so funny because when we find a good example of why it won't really, be that bad, they like to look the other way because that's drama. That's like, clearing up drama. That's not going to get them the likes. But NeoWiz is a public traded company with one of the best looking fan service games. Not only that, but they like to talk about that in their financial statements when talking to investors. For example, right here for their quarter 4 2023, new title performance and fiscal year 2023, they talked about how the rapid increase of active and new users with half anniversary updates and the active dev communication with the players, improving user experience and directions by reflecting player feedbacks. Now, directions could be taken so many ways that it's good business talk. One of those directions could involve fan service. Amazing fan service is what's giving them a lot of money. And they're trying to explain that in business terms to investors who just want to see money back in their pockets and why this is a good thing. Because more fan service means more money in their pockets. Not only that, but they continue to talk about it for quarter 1 2024 for their earning results. They like to talk about how Brown Dust 2 revenue is increasing with user-friendly strategies and stuff. And this is all public. We can all look at this from their website. But for some reason, nobody likes to have critical thinking and instead like to doom post. And I think that's frustrating and silly because I think realistically, this is a business. So of course they're going to be doing this. Now, do I think it could be a bad thing? Possibly. But I like to be naive and I like to be positive. And this is a perfect example of positivity right here. And that's why I wanted to show it to you guys instead of talking about the drama, instead of talking about the negative comments. I'm here to show you that it might not be that bad anyway. And this is just silly. Because I feel like a lot of people who are talking about it like this never played Nikke. Who aren't players, who aren't active, who know what the real problems are with the game. And I wanted to give my opinion on it because I think, stuff like this is good proof that it will be okay. But nobody likes to think reasonably because that doesn't give them likes. But that's just my take on it. Let me know what you guys think. But, I'm just here. This is all public information with proof. And one of the biggest frustrations I have is that these comments don't like to, have proof. They don't like to have proof. They just talk about the whole woke agenda and they sound stupid and it pisses me off. Because if you're going to talk shit, bring it back with proof. I talked my piece and here's proof. Here's proof that it works. So let me know what you guys think. Sorry for this being a little bit of a stern video than usual, but I do have a big passion for Nikke, but I also understand the business aspect of it. And it might suck, might, hurt to hear that, they're not here for the players, but that's just realistic. But at the same time, it's not always a bad thing. And this is proof why. So I hope you guys have a lovely day, a lovely night, wherever you're from. And thank you guys so much for the constant support. And look forward to every new video that I do. Thank you guys so much. You guys are the absolute best, and I couldn't ask for a better community. Thank you.